ADHD medication. Is it worth it? Yes, let me explain. Look at ADHD as more of a chronic disability. I mean, you wouldn't tell someone with diabetes that they don't need their medicine. So why would you tell someone with ADHD that they don't need meds? We need to start looking at ADHD as more of a diabetes of the brain. You need to understand that this isn't some made up thing. This is quite literally a neurological issue that you cannot control. So if we look at that and we understand that ADHD is almost like a diabetes of the brain, then we need to take it easy on ourselves. It's not easy having an ADHD brain. So before we go on with the rest of the video, I do want you guys just to take a second and just let yourselves take a breath, man. I know how that stress is. I know how it feels. I struggle with ADHD myself. It's why I want to make this content to help people like you. And I know with that ADHD brain of yours, it is easier said than done just to slow down and take a breath. But if you can right now, just pause the video and just let yourself know that it's okay, because that's something I wish I told myself many years ago when I was struggling with my ADHD and honestly was undiagnosed. And just remember, you looking up videos like this shows that you're trying to help yourself, you're trying to fix yourself. So just give yourself a little pat on the back. Let yourself know it's okay. You need to be so hard on yourself all the time, guys. What does ADHD medication do? ADHD medicines improve attention by helping the brain's chemicals work better. The medication targets the two brain chemicals, dopamine and norepinephrine. Dopamine and norepinephrine are responsible for two major parts in your brain. Dopamine being in charge of your reward system. So norepinephrine basically is your regulation control. So it's your attention, your cognitive function, and basically your stress reactions. So like I said, ADHD medication helps to improve your focus, your cognitive function, basically everything that ADHD affects. Like I mentioned in previous videos, Russell Barkley has done a lot of study and a lot of science behind the brain of ADHD and how important that medication can be for protecting the brain and also improving results in everyday life. Like I said in the last video, there's a stat, 80% of people will try or experiment with ADHD medication or some type of stimulants in their life. So we're gonna go into the effects of ADHD medication. Now there is 5 effects that I do think that are kind of negative that you do need to consider when taking medication. So we've got emotional blunting, struggle to sleep, finding the right balance with your medication, and then obviously struggling to eat. You see, when we go and talk about emotional blunting quickly, when you don't find the right medication, you can kind of have a zombie-like moment. Zombie-like is where your emotions are kind of neither there or here. You don't feel anything, you don't feel any joy, you don't feel any sadness, you kind of just feel like a zombie. And then we're going to talk about like, obviously struggling to sleep. As you know, ADHD medication is a stimulant, so this obviously is going to cause issues when trying to rest. They do recommend not taking ADHD medication anywhere between 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Obviously, another effect of ADHD medication is basically finding the right balance. It is really hard to kind of find out what medication you should be on, how many you should take, if you should be going fast release or slow release. So then, let's talk about the pros. Let's talk about what medication can do for that ADHD brain of yours and how it can really drastically improve your life. ADHD medication helps give you a sense of ease and confidence. It also helps working memory improve. It also helps that focus on, like I like to say, non-interesting things that ADHD brain tends to not normally focus on, like paying bills, getting the housework done, mundane tasks that really don't bring any joy to the person's life. You know, it also improves neurological pathways. It's been studied a lot that the brain is very malleable, so that means it can be fixed. Obviously not in all cases, but ADHD medication has been proven to kind of develop and improve neurological pathways. And I'm going to link some studies below from Russell Barkley where he does discuss this in depth. You know, what medication is available? I hear this question asked a lot. What can I get? How do I get it? So we're going to go and discuss that. So we've got 2 main medications over here in Australia. We've got Vyvanse and dexamphetamine. So we'll talk about Vyvanse first. Vyvanse is your slow release drug, maybe 1 pill, 2 pills a day, and that will last you throughout the whole day. Whereas dexamphetamine is a quick release, normally entering the bloodstream in 5 to 20 minutes. And then that release lasting around 1 to 2 hours. So how do you pick the right one? Well, unfortunately, there is really no clear answer to this question. It is all trial and error. So when you do get your chance to get medication after being diagnosed, just speak to your doctor, your psychiatrist, and just ask them, say, you know, I want to know about Vyvanse. I want to know about dexamphetamine. Obviously, if you're in another country, you will have a lot more options available. So just discuss this with your psychiatrist. You are more than welcome to trial and error a lot of these drugs. So, you know, you might try dexamphetamines first, may not like the reaction, you may up the dosage, lower the dosage. These are all things you're gonna have to test for yourself. But also when we talk about medication, guys, is that one medication may not be for you. There is a chance to combine medications. There's been a lot of study done this recently where combining a stimulant and a non-stimulant kind of gives the perfect balance to the brain, because when you kind of take a stimulant, you kind of get the effects of emotional blunting, like we spoke about, that struggle to eat, sleep. It's really hard to balance it by antidepressant that can help balance the brain. I know a lot of people may be watching this video may be against medication or not sure and don't really want to be popping pills every day. I completely understand that. I'm going to talk about my experience and kind of how I got into taking ADHD medication and what I thought about it before. So yeah, when I first thought about getting medication, guys, I was so against it. You know, I didn't think I needed it personally. I felt as, you know, I'll be real with you, I felt that people that got given medication were kind of just cheating through life. I felt like any achievement they had, well, they did drugs, so it doesn't matter, right? Like, it's like almost saying to someone that studies at uni, well, you know, you take Adderall, so it doesn't really count. Like, their results don't count. You cheated. You wouldn't tell someone with diabetes that they didn't need their EpiPen. So why do you think that someone with ADHD doesn't need medication? Yeah, you need medication. That is what changed my mind, watching these videos by Russell Barkley. Now, I'm not here sitting that saying that you need to take medication and that it's the only way. It definitely isn't. There is very many attainable ways of getting these results naturally, don't get me wrong. It's just that I believe personally that if we've got the science that backs the medication, why not take it? Yeah, it was a real long process for me deciding and if I should take ADHD drugs or if I shouldn't. I did have to discuss it a lot, so take your time. This is a big decision for you, but I would just recommend studying it. You know, like, our ADHD brains are amazing when we're really hyper focused on something, which I'm sure you are right now watching this video. You're probably very hyper focused on ADHD at the moment. So go fucking research it. Go look it up. Find out what works for you. And just understand this is all going to be a learning process for you. Like I said at the start of the video, take it easy on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself all the time. So we're going to talk about how to get medication. Obviously, you need to be diagnosed. So if you're someone that's watching this video that isn't currently diagnosed, it's going to be a lot harder to get that medication. Obviously, there is ways, obviously not going to talk about on here, that you can get and acquire these medications, but I personally wouldn't suggest that. First of all, you're going to be paying a fucking arm and a leg to get these. And second of all, it's just not helping you out because you're not getting the right dosage. You don't even know what the medicine is going to be. You don't even know if that medicine is going to be correct for you. So I'd highly recommend, guys, going and getting diagnosed. I know a lot of people have fear with this, so I'm going to make a video talking about ADHD diagnosis. But like I said, guys, you need to be diagnosed. So the process, it can be long. It can take up anywhere upwards from 3 to 6 months, depending on your area, location. In Australia, thank God I got lucky. Our healthcare system isn't as fucked as you guys in America. So I was able to be seen quite quickly. You're diagnosed within my first session and put on medication within 3 weeks. And I've honestly seen amazing results since then. I know a lot of people want to know my experience on medication. I'll quickly give a summary here. I've been on medication now for about 6 months. And in these 6 months, I've honestly achieved things that I didn't think I would achieve in years of my life. I know a lot of you people watching right now can relate, especially with ADHD, wondering, you know, am I good enough? Why can that person do something that I can't? Why is it so easy for them but it's so hard for me? Why can I get the motivation just to look after myself? And these are all things I struggle with on a daily basis, and I still do. You know, ADHD isn't cured. Like I said, that medication helps me understand myself better. It helps me perform better. It helps me remember things better. Like we talked about, that working memory is so shit in our brain. Forget birthdays, important dinners, important meetings. So honestly, being on this medication has changed my life. Wish everyone could experience this, and I understand how hard it is to get medication. I understand how expensive it can be as well. Look at plans, like really discuss it with your psychiatrist, see if there's any payment options, anything that you guys can do to make it easier for you. Like I said, it is a long process, but don't give up. So watch that Russell Barkley podcast if you can below that I've linked. And guys, just leave a comment. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see on this channel. Yeah, guys, let me know what medication you're currently on right now and how it's helping you. Just overall, let me know your experience with medication. Was it a bonus for you? Was it a negative? Did it work? Did it not? Apart from that, guys, thank you for watching another ADHD Insights for Men video. I'll see you guys next time.